Aldana versus Holm from Fight Island, back to fight night cards, and this one isn't pretty, guys. It's definitely not a pretty card all around. I found a few spots that I do like, and I usually do pick the card apart, try to find some value. But yeah, this isn't a pretty one, guys. So definitely tread lightly. Last week, pretty much even all around. Depends what you tail, depends what you bet. We did lose on the best bet over 2.5 rounds in the main event. I should have just went with Iggy. I did like Iggy. I did mention that I like Iggy. And if you were to play it, you would play it by finish. You would get that, I think, around plus 140 for Iggy to finish. So I did mention that. Hopefully you did jump on that. But yeah, it didn't make it over the 2.5 rounds. I thought that if Iggy did get the KO, it would be further. It would be in the 4th or 5th round. But I know not too many people seen Costa coming out with zero game plan. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't even try to rush or attack or fight like he normally does. And Iggy's just clearly the best striker in the world right now. One of the best fighters in the UFC, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be talked about as one of the best fighters to ever do this. So just impressive striking from him overall. So fun to watch the guy fight. It just baffles me, Costa's game plan, and he had zero. He didn't do anything. I don't think he even landed a shot. Definitely great game plan for Miggy. Started with those legs, chopped those legs. He started with that and just outstruck him, and just such a more dominant fighter there. So definitely wish I made that as an official play and not just mention it as a lean with Iggy. But I did have a little side wager on Iggy, but nothing too much. It just wasn't. Just didn't feel as strong as I like the over there, the 2.5 rounds. We did hit some big, nice plays last week. Dawodu plus 110 value bet. We hit Knight plus 140. And then we hit his Riddell by decision plus 162. So definitely, if you're playing just one units or playing smaller prices, we definitely would have profited just from the video. Unfortunately, France was the issue, right? We had him by decision. I had him in a parlay as well. So that kind of ruined the big day, following the nice 3-0 card previous to this. But overall, I didn't lose anything, so that's always good. Let's look at the updated record here. Updated record. 41 and 16 best bets, guys. 41 and 16 best bets. It's 72%, still staying above 70%. We've been back and forth the past month. Win 1 week, best bet, we'll lose 1 week, win 1 week. So we've been going back and forth. But units have been staying about the same, almost 40 now. Back and forth from between 36 and 40. It's just been hovering the past month. Hard to get over that 40 unit mark, of course, right? So hopefully we can this week. Again, I don't think I have anything official as of right now. Subscribers will obviously get my official email coming after weigh-in, so look out for that. But I just don't have anything official as of right now, but I'm going to go over some leans that I do like here. Let's start with the main event, of course, guys. Main event, Aldana plus 100 versus Holm minus 125. This is a main event. This was supposed to be a main event, I think, August 1st in Vegas. Aldana got COVID. So now we have it here. Values obviously with the younger fighter in Aldana at even money. Holm, she's been in there with the best, right? Best girls, top main events. She's been in the spotlight. She is 38 now, and you have to take a look at that. Does she look 38? No, definitely not. Her body's crazy, always in crazy shape. Is this the same Holm fighting against those good girls, top girls? Even though she's losing, she is fighting them. I don't think it is, but she is coming off that win versus Pennington, where she didn't look great, but she did win an unanimous decision, and where Aldana lost to Pennington. So you do got to take that into consideration. And, you know, her losses, Holly, they're against the top-notch girls. Amanda, Randomir, Shevchenko. So you got to look at that as well, right? Aldana's coming off a nice win versus Vieira in round 1. Nice KO, but hasn't fought close to the level of the girls Holly has, right? She, like I said, mentioned, she did lose to Pennington. She had a ton. She had to lose to Pennington last year, who Holmes just beat. And, you know, this isn't a fight I'm too excited to bet on, guys, just because I don't see a clear-cut advantage for somebody. I think both girls' striking is top-notch, and it's very similar. I can't really pick who's the better striker here. So that is tough for me. Aldana, I think, maybe a little better on the ground. I just don't think it's going to get to the ground. Both these love to strike. So I think it's going to be a kickboxing match, right? But if I did have to play a side, I would lean Holm, but it's just due more to the big step up for Aldana, right? The step up to Holm is a bigger step up. Her COVID concerns, which aren't, you know, it doesn't, you don't know how she's going to be affected with that. You don't know how much she's been training, etc. So what Aldana is good at, I think Holm is at that level or maybe better with her striking. You know, Holm's been, I like to see Holm, you know, fit in. She does have a good kick game. She doesn't always use it. So hopefully she does use that here if you are on Holm. But me personally, I'm not betting this main event. It's very close. You know, most people say it's 50-50 if you ask who's going to win this fight. I don't have an official play on this fight, but I would lean Holm. And it should go all 5. Maybe a late stoppage, 4th or 5th. I do think it's just going to be a fun striking battle. You know, I don't love it as a main event, but I don't mind the fight. I think the fight should be pretty entertaining, and it should be a striking battle. So, yeah, I'm just going to watch this fight, see what happens, and hopefully we get an entertaining one from these two ladies. Next fight, guys. This co-main event is... I don't know where this came from. I can find 3 or 4 better fights than this, but Yogan De Castro minus 250 versus Carlos Felipe plus 200. I don't know where this came from. One of the worst co-main events I've seen for a while here. You know, De Castro last time out, he fought Greg Hardy, and you've seen what happened. You know, he lost that fight. Not too sure what he was doing, to be honest. He didn't want to throw his hands. He couldn't pull the trigger. And he lost that fight. So this minus 250, I don't understand it really. I don't think it's a right price. Do I lean De Castro to win this fight? Yes. Would it be by a knockout? Most likely. I don't see these two guys that have gas tank issues going the distance. So I would look at the finish, but you're paying $125 for a KO finish for De Castro. Where the value, guys? I don't find anything here. I don't find any value in this fight at all. I can't pull the trigger with a minus 125 KO prop. It just not doesn't make sense. And I'm not pulling De Castro minus 250. If you guys are playing this fight, yes, do De Castro and maybe put the minus 250 in a parlay, just because, you know, it should be a knockout. Could be a sloppy 3-round boring fight that you just don't get much out of the fight. So I'm going to stay off this fight, but if you ask me to pick, it is going to be De Castro to win the fight. Next fight here, I think should be a little better fight than the previous one I just discussed. Jermaine Durand, minus 138. You can shop around, maybe get a minus 130. I know it opened up a little better. Minus 110, minus 120, but it started moving up. So it looks like there's minus 138 versus Juliana Pena plus 110. You know, another women's fight, which I think will be a battle between two styles, right? Pena will look to get this fight to the ground, where JDR will want to keep this on the feet. JDR is one of the best kickboxers in the division. Most of you guys know that. Even casuals would know that. You know, and probably in the whole ladies, women's MMA. Pena won't want to stand with her. It's a big difference, guys, in the stand-up game. She's going to want to try to take this down. Now, the Randomie's defense was pretty good besides before she fought, obviously, the champ in Nunez, right? It was about 90% takedown defense. Pena is going to be looking for that. I think the Randomie should be able to avoid this. Should be able to scramble and get up. I like Pena better at featherweight. Ever since she moved up the bantamweight, she's looked a little slower, and against a little top level striker, I think this will be an issue for her. Also, she has some issues outside of the cage. Pena, we know, bad, tough girl. She had some injuries as well, and she just had a child, so that could affect her fight. It's just hard for me to get the Pena just to hope that she gets and holds down the Randomie. There's more paths to victory for Germaine. She can even pull off a submission. Right, she has pulled off some submission victories when Pena gets her to the ground. You're going to see the Randomie, even if she is on her back, throwing elbows, working from the back. So I do think there's more paths to victories for Germaine. So I do lean her. I haven't bet it as of yet, but I do lean her, and it would be the side that I'm on. Next fight here, Carlos Condit is back, guys. Plus 110 versus Court McGehee, minus 138. Carlos Condit is back in the ring. It's, he used to be one of my favorite fighters. Kind of hard to be one of my favorite fighters still after losing 5 in a row. The natural born killer has been around the block, guys. He's fought everybody. But this losing streak is tough. It's in his head, going into the fight, losing 5 in a row. McGee's lost 2 of his fights as well, last 2. I think this could be a good fight. I think it should be more closer to the top of the card, better than the Castro fight. So I think it should have been higher up, but it's not. To be honest, I don't know what to expect from Condit, so it's not a fight I can be all in. You don't know what he's going to. He has a long layoff. He's coming off the 5-fight losing streak. His last victory was in 2015. It's not a fight I suggest to go all in. I can see this one going 3 rounds, and the winner getting decision. So if you are playing a side, I advise you maybe to look at the decision prop of McGehee instead of laying that minus 138. But this is not a fight I'm going to be on just because of all the questions on how Condit's going to come out. This may be his last fight, so he may want to come out and have a nice victory under his belt. It's not like Court McGehee is this is probably the lowest competition he's fought in a while. So he could get this victory, Condit, right? So it's not a fight I'm going to be on, but I will enjoy it as a fan of Condit just to see how he bounces back. Jourdain, minus 450. Minus 450 versus Kalaba. This is a crazy price, guys. I do like Jourdain, don't get me wrong. Minus 450 is very steep, though, for him. I just can't be on that. I can't even put it in a parlay. It's not worth it to put it in a parlay. Minus 450, you're not going to get anything out of it. Yes, I do think he should win this fight. Is it clear-cut 100% that he wins it? No. I just think he should get this done. It's a big step down from his competition that he fought last time out. Jourdain has looked good in the UFC. Tough split decision to Touchy-Feely last fight. Touchy-Feely, very good fighter, very good striker. Jourdain is just a very high-class striker, and he has power. It's very exciting to watch. One of the more exciting fighters to watch. Caliber's coming off a KO loss to Turner. Quick KO loss. I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. I watched some of his tape. He'll strike too. He'll try to bang, try to knock out Jourdain, but I don't think he will. He does have a good chin, Jourdain. And, the hard thing is to call an outcome here. Very tough. I'm good at finding outcomes and not paying the heavy price. I've been doing that all year and cashing. This is a tough one, right? Yes, the odds say he's going to stop him at minus 125, but the decision's not too much of a difference at plus 225. It could go decision. But I do lean Jourdain to knock him out and finish him at 125 and for him to win the fight, but I'm not 100% sure that I can, go get to the window with it and say he's going to finish him for sure. So I have him winning this fight. Can't lay the price though, and it's a tough call on the outcome here. Next fight, another guy I like, another fight that I think should be a little higher up. Kenney. This is going to be the last fight, at least, guys. Minus 334 versus Alatang, the Asian fighter. You know, always enjoy watching Kenney fight. I love backing him also. He does fight for your ticket. Very tough guy. Pretty good all around everywhere. You know, price sucks, though. Price sucks at minus 334. But I do think it's justified. Kenney's 3-1 in the UFC, with his only loss to a very impressive Merab Dvalishvili. I always say his last name wrong. Dilavili. I say Dashvili. Dilavashvili. Let's just say Merab. He beat Borg as well, and Bermudez, and then Smolka he submitted. Alatang is 14-7. 14-7. Nothing really impresses me with him. I don't see how he wins this fight, to be honest. He's better nowhere. He's not better than Kenney anywhere. I like to usually find an outcome when the price is high. It's just, this is another tough call. You know, decision minus 110 seems like the right play. Just because I think he'll be able to scramble, hold age. He doesn't have crazy knockout power, so decision minus 110 looks right. But he's coming off that submission win to Smolka, which scares me a little bit, right? And this is a downgraded opponent Alatang for Kenney. So the only thing I can recommend here is to put Kenney in a 2-fight parlay. And then I lean the decision win with Kenney. But yeah, I like Kenney. Very entertaining fighter. If he gets his victory here, I do think he moves up in his fight caliber standings. Maybe get a top 15 guy. That'd be nice to see, and see how he does there. All right, guys, that will do it for this fight night card. Not a great one. Try to enjoy it, though. Hopefully we get some good fights. You know, sometimes these lower end cards do surprise us, and they do turn out to be pretty decent. So hopefully that is the case here. Enjoy the fight, guys. We are still on Fight Island. We got a couple more fight cards, better cards coming up. We got some good ones coming up here, so look out for the videos. If you do like the video, please like it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed and you're watching it. Also, reach out to me at systemsportscapping@gmail.com for subscription opportunities, or check out my website, systemsportscapping.com. All right, guys, like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.